Hey guys, welcome back to PC Building Simulator. It's been a little while, hasn't it? But in the last episode we made this, the orange and black Be Quiet themed PC built inside of the Darkbase Pro 900 Rev 2. You can see we got kind of a nice orange and black theme, custom water cooling loop, custom cables. It mostly matches. It's pretty good. It was a lot of fun to build. Now, I'm actually going to show off a couple of your guys' builds before we get started here. And the first one is from a Discord user named Hyphen, not spelled like you'd think, Hyphen, and said, I bring you the true potential of the Threadripper. Whoops, just focus on the PC, because if you see the left there, blue screen, which is pretty hilarious, actually. Okay, so we've got this one built inside of the Radeon Tech Payan. And the motherboard is the Gigabyte X39 Aorus Gaming 7. We've got the top-of-the-line Ryzen Threadripper until 3rd gen comes into the game eventually. This is the 2990WX, and it's got that Radeon Tech TR4 RGB CPU block on it. We've got a full custom water loop for the CPU, 360 Evo Rad, EK Rad with EK's RGB fans on top. Got Corsair's MP500 3TB SSD, and a couple air-cooled Gigabyte Aorus 2080 Ti's. I really like the color theme here. It's very Threadripper. It really screams Threadripper. If you guys have seen Threadripper's packaging, it's kind of got this orange glow to it. So I think it's a very appropriate looking color and a very nice build, really from all angles here. The Aorus build was with a Aorus motherboard was a nice choice, and I of course love seeing the Aorus graphics cards with their super nice looking GPU bridge. It's super sweet looking. So that was from user Hyphen. You can see a 3D Mark score 19,427. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right. And then our second build. We're just going to show two this time. This is from Werensky, and it's called The Universe. So this is definitely like a galaxy themed PC. You can see the colors here. It's pretty cool. This is built inside the EVGA DG87 full tower, which is a monster case. It's so huge it basically takes up the entire frame when you're working on it. That's actually kind of hard to work in those full tower cases. But the motherboard is Gigabyte's X299 Aorus Gaming 9, as opposed to what we just looked at, the X399 Aorus Gaming 7. This is the X299 Gaming 9. The CPU is an i9-9980XE, so 18-core monster. Got EK's RGB water block on it, a 1600i power supply from Corsair, a bunch of Trident Z RGB from G.Skill, 3866 megahertz. And a bunch of, you can see a bunch of hard drives there. 4 terabytes times 4 would have put all 8 in, but you can't wire them up. I've run into that issue, of course, with all sorts of builds that you run out of SATA data headers on motherboards. So it's kind of a bummer. Also got Gigabyte SSD in there as well, and full water cooling, 2 360 rads from EK with their RGB fans, and yeah, pretty beastly here. They also have the EK water blocks, 140 Revo D5 RGB pump, and then a bunch of Corsair's HD 140 RGB fans all over, and has the LEDs kind of strobing this galaxy effect. Pretty cool looking inside of the EVGA DG87. Crazy case. I think it is like the CPU temperature that's on the front of the case, that 28 that we see there. I'm pretty sure it reads the CPU temperature, which is really interesting and pretty cool they included that in this case. So that build is The Universe from Werensky. Looks great inside of the NZXT workshop. Blends in quite nicely. Beastly build. Completely insane. So thanks for sending that one, Werensky. Now if you want to submit your builds, be sure to check out the description where I've got instructions on how to do that. You'll just join my Discord, drop it into one of the Discord threads, and then I might show it off in a video, and then we'll get to see it here, and you can show how cool your stuff is compared to mine. Speaking of my stuff, let's do things. I never noticed this had a PC Building Simulator logo on the back of that monitor. That's so cute. All right, cool. We built that last time. There's that other one, the Dreadnought Beast. Okay, so today what we're gonna do, I haven't done a ton of budget builds, and some people have asked for budget builds. I think it's a good idea. We're gonna try to build a PC. I wouldn't even consider this a budget in real life, but we're gonna shoot for $1,000. What does $1,000 get us in PC Building Simulator, right? In real life, $1,000 gets you a pretty solid computer. In PC Building Simulator, I'm gonna show you kind of maybe like a build that you could build that is under $1,000 in this game. You'll find that in real life you could do a lot better. But we're gonna do it anyway. It was actually disappointing because I was like, man, I should be able to get so much more computer than this. But yeah, prices are kind of weird in this game, and you'll see why. We will show you why right now. So this is, yeah, okay, all right, let's just jump into it. So I've been kind of digging around, looking at prices, looking at all sorts of stuff, trying to figure out kind of like a good balance of CPU, GPU, storage to try to get us under $1,000 and give us some sort of reasonably good computer. And again, $1,000 in real life is pretty good, but in this game, it's a little rough. So we're gonna start with cases. And for cases, I don't want to spend much money. It's just not worth it, because trust me, we're going to run into budget issues. So we're going with the Silverstone PS14 window. It is a $30 case, and this is already, right off the bat, you can see, I don't know if I've just never noticed this, I don't get how pricing works in this game. So this Silverstone PS14, you can see, $30 case. It comes with one Mortoni Heataway 120mm fan here, which costs you $10, which is kind of weird, because normally like included case fans are just including the price of the case. I don't really get how it works, but the retail value right now is $50 total. $50. But I mean, I'm not probably the best at math, but I can tell you that's $40, but it's $50. I don't know what the $10 is for. Like, is it like tax? Where'd the extra $10 come from? I don't know how it works. It's super weird. Whatever. $50. Okay, I guess we spent $50 on a $40 case. I'm not really sure, but we're going with that case because it's ATX. It'll fit a bunch of motherboards. It's affordable. It looks pretty decent. It doesn't look like fancy or amazing, but it looks pretty good. Okay, motherboard. Motherboards are really expensive. In real life, can be, and in this game, yeah. And like what I'm finding too is parts in this game don't depreciate, which kind of makes sense. That'd be a lot for them to maintain depreciation on older parts. Like if you go to CPUs, that's CPU cooling, but like if you go through like first gen Ryzen, like a 1700, how is it sorted? A 1700X is like the same price as a 3700X because there's no depreciation. So it's kind of interesting. So basically, going between generations doesn't save you any money, which is weird, or cost you more, which is like weird. But anyway, okay, motherboard. I don't want to spend a ton of money on the motherboard, and so I did a little poking around, and we're going to go with the Gigabyte AB350 Gaming 3. It's a standard ATX board. It's AM4. It's only a B350 chipset, which is a bummer. It's not going to be... You aren't going to overclock on it, but I'm telling you, like, that's a $110 motherboard, and we are going to need to save the money because things add up really fast in this game. In real life, like, you could at least get like a reasonable motherboard for that price. So anyway, for the CPU, I chose a Ryzen 5 3600. The 3600 is $200. A 3700X is like $330. So a 3600 is sweet because it's still 6-core. It's, gonna maybe not be quite as, not clock quite as high, and overclocking isn't gonna matter with this motherboard anyway. So it kind of makes sense. We're still gonna get really good performance out of this build without totally breaking the bank. So that's what we're gonna go with for the CPU. CPU cooling, in real life, like I want to get a decent cooler. I don't want it to cost a ton of money, so we're going to go air cooling, and there's really great air coolers. And I'm going to stick with Be Quiet's Pure Rock. It is $30, which is a good price for a really solid air cooler like that. That would have no issues cooling the 3600. So we're going to go with that. So we're up to 390, which for all I know probably doesn't even add up. What, 140, 340, 370, 380? Yeah, okay, so we're still $10 over what it actually is. I don't understand just like the mystery $10. Like, it's fine. It's fine, except that like my budget actually will be that tight that it kind of matters. So, Okay, power supply. We aren't going to need a ton of power, and you'll see when we get to the GPU. 500 watts is easily going to cover us. What is that, $55? It's weird because, like, power supplies are expensive. Like, $450 for a bronze? It's $5 cheaper? It's probably enough power. I don't even know if I need to save $5. I couldn't really find power supplies that were a lot cheaper. Like, I even thought, oh, the Shan Power King, which is like, you know, their weird brand from... It's actually more expensive. So, like, this one is like $80. So we're not going to go with that. And I didn't look for a super long time to find the cheapest one. Like, these aren't any cheaper. So I guess we're just going to go with this. We're going to just say $50 for power supply, which is a little high on the high end. It's definitely on the high end. For sure on the high end. Okay, so we're at $440. We don't have a graphics card. We don't have storage. We don't have RAM. Oof. We're already halfway through our budget almost, so we gotta kind of be careful here. So, memory. I really want 16 gigs of memory. I just think it's a good idea for any build going forward. And like obviously, you get 8. You could add another 8 later. I want to try to get 16 in here, and I poked around at memory. And sadly, we're gonna have to settle on some kind of slow memory. This ADATA 8 gig sticks, 2666 megahertz, and look at how expensive they still are. $80 a stick, which is crazy. Like in real life, you could probably get 2 sticks for $80. For sure. 2666, it's not even fast. But stuff's expensive in this game. And the stuff that's really expensive in this game is our GPU. And I'm going to show that right if we throw some storage in here. Another thing that's actually really expensive is storage. I looked at doing just like an ADATA 2.5-inch SSD, nothing crazy, like pretty normal. This thing is like $330, which is bananas, like completely crazy. How much is this one? Where are our slots on this? Ah, yes. How much is this? How much? $330 for a 1 terabyte. That is crazy. Like, I don't know, man. The pricing is super whacked up in this game. So I just looked at doing a standard, traditional 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda. It's not exciting. It's not as fast as an SSD. I would recommend using an SSD if you're going to build a computer and run your OS off of it. You can do this for a games library. I would recommend you run your OS off of it, but we just can't afford it. $60 for that is a whole lot better than $330 for a SSD. So we're at $660. We don't have a GPU. We have everything else. So we're close. Well, I mean, we have one fan. We have one Mortoni Heataway 120 on the back. That's it. It's not great. But we need to get a graphics card. So we've got a 3600 for our CPU. CPU is not going to be a bottleneck for us. GPU is. Because GPUs in this game are absurdly expensive. I thought, okay, we could probably get like a 2060, right? Like a 2060 in real life is like what? 300 something? Okay, we could probably make that happen. Let's just get a regular 2060. We aren't gonna get a super. We're just gonna get a base 2060. Good grief, it's $590. What? I just blew our budget by $250. What even? How? That's crazy. I even looked. First I looked at a 2070 because I was extra naive. I looked at a 2070 Super because you can get a 2070 Super in real life. Like I looked on Newegg for $400. $400. How much is it in this game? $950. $950. Like, is it dollars or are we? What currency is it? 950? I don't even know where that number comes from. Like the MSRP for a 2070 Super has never, ever been 950. I have no idea where that number comes from. So anyway, basically, we're gonna be settling pretty hard on a graphics card. Like, we are not doing anything RTX. It's definitely not happening. These are all absurdly expensive. Side note, I wish in PC Building Simulator you could see the prices in free build in the inventory. You can't, which is dumb. They should add it. It's super annoying. End side note. So, I'm looking at 10 series cards. Actually, what's a 1070? Let's look. If I could type. Oh my. Lag? Hello. Okay, 1070. I mean, look, this is like the most basic 1070. How much are you? $510. I don't understand. I don't understand. You could buy a new 1070. I mean, that's not the MSRP. That's never been the MSRP for a 1070. I don't know where that price comes from. It's very strange. Okay, we're not doing a 1070. Let's try a 1060. So I looked at this one, the MSI GeForce GTX 1060 Gaming. There's also the Gaming VR 6G. They have all the weirdest SKUs. They have a 3 gig 1060, a 6 gig, a 6 gig with slightly higher clocks, slightly higher core clock, and that's it. It's just weird. They have a million. MSI has a zillion. Like, why do they have so many 1060 SKUs? Founders Edition 1060? How much is this? $340. $1,000. We did it. $1,000. Okay, let's wire it up. I was actually going to put an MSI card in there, but now I'm like, you know, the Founders Edition's kind of cool, and I never get to use them. And they're kind of fun looking, even though blower style coolers are, you know, not amazing, but it's okay. Put our PSU shroud back on. Back panel. Look at that. It's a computer. Does it work? It works. It's beautiful. But that's crazy to think. This is going to take a little longer since we're installing on a normal traditional hard drive. See, it's much slower than when we do on an SSD. But that is crazy. $1,000 gets you a Ryzen 3600, which is a great CPU. $200 is actually is the right price for that CPU. And a 1060, a GTX 1060 for $340, which is robbery, just truly wrong. It gets you insanely overpriced RAM. Like that's like the pricing of RAM back when like there was a memory shortage and everybody was like, or like when everybody was like mining and building these mining rigs and prices were insane. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm just gonna install some stuff. We'll benchmark it quick, get ready for some amazing benchmarks, and then we'll come back and see how it does. So got the computer all set up here, ran 3D Mark, got a 3,981. I know that's a far cry from like the near 20,000 or more scores we're used to seeing on some of the more high-end builds. Hey, but this one's only $1,000. Let's remember that. Also ran OCCT. Temperatures are good here. Not even hitting 50C on the CPU, so not that was really going to be a concern. And here it is. I guess, well, actually, we do have a little bit of RGB we can play with. I wasn't sure if we really would. Oh, with just the motherboard. Green. That, okay. That was strange. All right, hey. Yeah, I don't know if green's the right color. I guess maybe? I don't know. I actually didn't know this motherboard had RGB. How fancy. $1,000, you still get a little bit of RGB. But, seriously, $1,000. That's crazy. This one, for comparison, $6,492. But this thing is, wow. I mean, it's a lot better, gotta say. With this one, $7,578. Okay, yeah. I mean, those are both extremely high-end builds. But hey, in PC Building Simulator, apparently this is what $1,000 can get you. You guys will have to let me know what changes you would make. Maybe you wouldn't get 16 gigs of RAM. Maybe you guys know a cheaper RAM to put into this, or maybe you change the GPU or the CPU, something like that. Let me know how you guys would have done this differently. And yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to know what you guys would do. But at least I can tell you, in real life, it ain't this bad. You could do a lot better than this in real life. Like, much better. So, that's the good news. Either way, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and subscribe for more videos like this one. We'll keep playing PC Building Simulator going forward, also some other games we've been playing lately. And, yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. See ya.